What's going on, everybody? It is Big L here, and this is our WPF Gyarados League Season 7 season kind of rundown, post-season kind of how we thought the season went video. You can see the team page in front of you. We ended up going 6-6. We ended up getting the 4 seed in the playoffs. I believe when I had to stop recording, we were 6-3, and things were looking almost guaranteed for playoffs, but we actually didn't secure playoffs until, I believe, week 11, and that's because we didn't win another game. So we ended up going 6-6. I'll run down how we did in games that you guys maybe missed. In week, oh crap, let me go up here. In week 10, we played against B, and honestly, if it hadn't been for Garbodor, we ended up losing 4-0, but if it hadn't been for Garbodor, we would have gotten 6-0'd. He brought a baton pass Mew, passed an agility into Como-O, who belly drummed, and just, if Garbodor didn't live a hit, we would have just gotten 6-0'd. So that's how that game went. Week 11, we played Duck in the Rochester Raboot. That was a really, really close game. If damage calc didn't, even though I was running Physical Necrozma with Photon Geyser, I didn't know that it still, on damage calc, ran it against the opponent's special defense. So I had it in a position where it was set up, but it would have died to toxic damage in one more turn. But I saw on the calcs that Photon Geyser non-boosted killed Buzzwole. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't know that on the damage calc that was going off of Buzzwole's special defense, not his def. So I thought it definitely one-shot. It didn't. I even got a crit, and it only did like 70%. And I was really confused by that. But he brought a really cool team against me too. I got a little unfortunate with some para hacks. Still probably could have won had Heatran not gotten a full para in front of an Alakazam. That meant I had to sack an extra onto it because I had to U-turn it twice with Poppany. But, and then week 12, I didn't know going in that he did not, Bucks didn't have a way on his Mega Slowbro to touch Vaporeon. So I kind of let him go wild with it on me. And still at the end, we had a chance to pull it back. If Durant would have missed an Iron Head, or I can't remember what move he went for. I think it was Iron Head. We still could have pulled it back with Togekiss. Togekiss was in a position to potentially sweep with, Scarf Togekiss. And then it's not on the team sheet, but in the first round of the playoffs, we played eventual champion, spoiler alert, ASDF again, and that time we played much better against him. We brought an Explosion Heatran for that Weezing, brought Meteor Beam, Necrozma, and he just had a little bit better team than us. He prepped a little bit better than us. He played well. Whenever you're playing someone who's a really good battler, a really good prepper, and you feel like has a team matchup on you, sometimes you can bring really good prep, play really well, and still lose, and that's what happened. I'm not upset with how the season ended. It's kind of a bummer, whenever you start off 5-1. You're going to be bummed out when you end up 6-6 and lose first round of the playoffs. But if you had told me going into the season, hey dude, you're going to go 6-6, you're going to make the playoffs, and you're going to lose a really, really close game to the eventual champion, I'd have signed up for it. So I can't be too upset. Looking back, we're a few weeks removed from when I lost that game to ASDF in the first round, and looking back, like I said, I would have signed up for this season if you had offered it to me preseason. I know that some people weren't crazy about our team after the draft, and I think I proved some of those people wrong. You can see, even though I dropped them on my Meow Stick, the 2 games I brought it to, it did its job. That was a mon that I really wanted to show could work. I dropped Volcarona, but I did like having it. I just didn't feel like it fit the team. And but I would love to use it again. It's one of those Pokemon I would definitely draft it again. So going down our team, Megalopony. Megalopony didn't put in the work in the second half of the season like it did in the first half. I feel like that's my fault. I feel like I didn't adjust how I played with it at all as the season went on, which made it much easier for my opponents to prep for. I feel like I kind of got lazy using it, and it's a great Pokemon. Getting U-turn was huge for it. Being able to get some damage out and pivot. Losing return hurt it absolutely. But you know, triple axle's cool. I don't even know if I ran triple axle maybe once this season. Maybe once. But it's a really good mega. If you like fast offensive megas, I would definitely recommend it. It's a really cool mega, really fun mega. I'm really glad I used it, and it was cool. And like I said, I think the reason it kind of stalled out in the second half of the season was my fault. You know, I just kind of brought the same kind of set every week. You know, just enough speed to outspeed what I needed to outspeed, max attack, and then whatever left over EVs and HP with, you know, close combat, fake out, U-turn, and then cover speed. I feel like that made it just too easy for my opponents to prep for. And second half of the season, people see you play with a Pokemon a lot. They're going to start prepping for that specific thing, and I didn't do enough to change it up. Next up is Heatran, another Pokemon that I liked using it. I used it a lot of different ways, and that was one of the reasons I was intrigued by the idea of using this Pokemon. The ability to use it a lot of different ways. I used it offensively. I think I brought Choice Specs one week. I brought Choice Specs against Mario. I brought Choice Scarf maybe twice. I brought Bulky with leftovers. I brought it with Stealth Rocks, and then again I brought it Life Orb Boom in the playoffs. And Heatran was cool. I wish I'd used it better, but I don't feel like I used it poorly. I think I used it more as a bulky Pokemon than as an offensive Pokemon. But I really enjoyed using it, and do I think it's worth a tier 1? Probably not. But I think on the right team, and I do think it was the glue that held the team together. I do think that we built the team around Heatran, and Heatran was fine. I think if anything, it was my fault. It didn't get more. You know, if you look at its KD, it wasn't impressive. But like I used it more bulky, but I did use it offensive some. In the weeks I brought it offensive, it did do pretty well. And then Necrozma, another Pokemon, I wish it had put in more work, but I don't typically play that well with setup sweepers, and I felt like the more I prepped with it and the more I used it, I got more comfortable using it. I would definitely use this Pokemon again. And in fact, I was telling TRT and DMs today that I'm potentially considering using it next season. I would love to draft it. I would love to use it again. I'd love to use it for a full season. It just has so many setup options, and so many. It can be run physical, special. It can be run bulky with that ability. Prism Armor, weakening, super effective hits. Stealth Rocks, reliable recovery, and Moonlight and Rest. It's so good. It's so versatile. So many things it can do. Next up was the Pokemon that actually ended up being our tied for kill leader. Well, if you count playoffs, Togekiss ended up being our kill leader. And Togekiss was a Pokemon I didn't go into the draft thinking I would draft Togekiss. But I really liked using it. I ended up loving the Scarf set. I thought I would use it more bulky whenever I drafted it, and But the Choice Scarf set is really, really good offensively. I thought I'd use it more as a bulky pivot. Well, defog, maybe use Heal Bell. A week I thought I would need more moves on Vaporeon. But no, I used it offensively more often than not. It's really good with a berry. I think I used Wakan Berry. I used, what's the poison berry name again? It's not Kasib. Whatever the poison berry. I think I brought poison berry once. But it's a really cool Pokemon. I'm really glad I used it. I would love to draft it again and use it on a team built around it, maybe. Vaporeon, it got its second kill in the playoffs, so that's cool. I believe it got its second kill in the playoffs, so that's cool. Vaporeon, again, a pleasure to use. Flip Turn was such a great addition for it, being able to get a little bit of chip damage off and pivot. I would definitely use that Pokemon again. Definitely not upset with its usage. Galvantula, I've used it before, loved it. It is what it is. It's a great web setter, and it can hit things really, really hard if you need it to. Sarina, another one of the Pokemon that I used extremely well in the first half, but not so well in the second half. It's a great Pokemon. I would definitely recommend using it. It's a fantastic bulky grass with a lot of options for utility. Rapid Spin's nice for it. You could bring like an offensive assault vest with Rapid Spin and really go through a team if you need to. It's a cool Pokemon. She's cool. I would definitely use Serena again. Drudigan was really cold. I liked it. I was really hoping to get a chance to bring like a more offensive set. I think I brought Mold Breaker against Duck because he had Rotom Heat. But other than that, it was just rough scan every time I brought it. I would like to use it a little bit better, a little bit more next time. Drudigan basically won us our game against Artis. And glare stuff like it gets such good utility with glare and stealth rocks. You can bring rough skin, Rocky Helmet. It's cool. Palisand, another Pokemon. Wish I had more of an opportunity to use it because I did think it was cool. There was a lot of games that it was just a couple mons that could just beat it too easily. But for a low tier Pokemon. It got its use. I got some use out of it. Obviously, it sealed me the game against Midi. And Ghost Ground is a really, really cool, really unique typing. Garbodor, like I said, it came to one game. I had really big plans for that Garbodor too. I really wanted it to put in work that game. It was a really cool set too. It had Toxic Spikes, Haze, Explosion, and I believe the fourth move was just Spikes. No, it was Corrosive Gas to corrode away an item. So it was a really, really cool set. I'm really bummed I just had to kind of use it to stop Komo-O in a way. But it is what it is. Garbodor's cool. I wish it got knockoff. If it got knockoff, it'd be so much better. And then last but not least, Alolan Persian. I can't say anything about it because I never brought it. I made those trades. I never brought it. So I can't. It was really close to being brought a couple times, especially against Bucks week 12. It was really close. It was on my first build of the team against Bucks, and it's got things going for it. I would love to bring it on a team and actually use it. But overall, that was the team. I can't say anything. I can't say anything more about Alolan Persian. But overall, 6-6 record. Not terrible. Not great. Like I said, if you had told me before the season started, hey, you're gonna go 6-6, you're gonna make the playoffs, you're gonna lose 1-0, really close to the guy who eventually wins it, I would have signed up for that in a heartbeat. You know, I would have signed up for it. It was a fun season. It was a really good season. I was considering taking season 8 off because, like I said, the personal stuff came up. I had lost a lot of motivation. When I have to work second shift, my motivation to do things aside from work goes down to virtually zero. I don't know what it is. I lose my motivation to do anything whenever I'm on second shift. So, but now I am back on my regular shift, which is third shift, and I have a lot more motivation when I'm on that shift. So I did, like, the week after I lost, this is my final week, I missed not having a battle to prep for or play. So I do think I'm planning on coming back for season 8. So that's going to do it for me today. I know this is kind of a different video. It wasn't, you know, even for my kind of low standards on quality, it wasn't the best video. But I just wanted to do like a basic rundown, how the season went, my thoughts on the season, and break down my thoughts on each mon, my experience with using them, whether I would or wouldn't draft them again, things like that. And that'll do it for me today. Thank you guys for checking it out. If you liked the video, please leave a like and comment. If you subscribe if you haven't already. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Catch you later. Have a good one.